What should you expect to see on the PMP exam? Hi there, it's Daud Nasir. In this video, I will discuss what is tested on the PMP exam. The PMP exam is based on something called the content outline, and it consists of three domains: the people domain, process domain, and business environment domain. There will be 42% of the questions that will come from the people domain. 50% of those questions will be from process domain, and remaining 8% will be from the business environment domain. So let's look at little briefly what each of these domains represent. When we look at the people domain, there are several tasks that a project manager is expected to do or to take up. What are some of the things that may be tested? So the question will consist of how you manage conflicts, how do you negotiate agreements, how do you build your project team, how do you lead your project team, how do you empower them, make them take on responsibility, give them the power to take on decisions in the favor of the project, as well as how you can support the team. Similarly, it will also test how do you support your stakeholders, how do you empower them, how do you collaborate with your stakeholders. Then you also have to ensure that your team members and stakeholders are properly trained. Now, it may seem odd that why would we want stakeholders to be trained? Well, stakeholders are the ones that are going to take over whatever your project is building or delivering. So we want to make sure that they are also trained in all that stuff. And one other thing that we expect within the people domain is that you are able to build a shared understanding, a goal that you are trying to achieve, and your team as well as your stakeholders provide you the support and they're aligned with that goal. So that is what is covered in the people domain. Next, we have the process domain. Now, there are several things that we expect within the process domain. So, for example, you are expected to assess and manage risks. You are supposed to establish project governance and select the right approach. So when we say approach, it could be that you take a predictive approach or an agile approach or hybrid approach. So that is something expected from a project manager. So the questions will test that. Then you're expected to plan and manage the scope, the schedule, budget, costing, for example, procurement, resources, quality, as well as you're also expected to plan how you are going to close your phases, project phases, and the project, and how you will manage all of that. Similarly, throughout the project, you will be managing communications, artifacts, issues, and as well as changes. So you are expected to be tested on that. One other thing is that at the end of the project, you are to ensure that proper knowledge transfer occurs. So that knowledge transfer is from the project team to the stakeholders, as well as appropriate archiving of the knowledge, the documents, so that future projects and the organization in general can benefit from it. All right, so now we come to the third one, which is the business environment domain. In this domain, you will be tested on how do you plan and manage to ensure project compliance. Now, when we say compliance, that means compliance with maybe the project management office requirements, or with the organization, or even the governmental regulations that you need to follow. So all of that is your responsibility as the project manager. Similarly, how you will evaluate and deliver benefits from the project. There has to be a reason why a project is taken up, so you have to deliver that value, and you will be tested on that in the exam. How you will evaluate and address changes in the external business environment. So changes, for example, you are taking a construction project and the environment, the winter is very severe. So how you will address that, or your economic situation in the country has changed. So how you will manage that. All of that will be tested. And one last thing is that how you will ensure that you will provide support for organizational change. See, when you deliver a project, you are bringing a change to the organization. So what are different steps you might take or support that you provide in order to deliver that change successfully? So this is what is covered in the exam. and all the 180 questions that you will see will be from these 3 domains. So I hope you get a reasonably good idea of what you will be tested on the exam.